Hi everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to my channel. I'm really excited to share this model with you. This model has just been released maybe within the last couple of hours by Alibaba. This model, which is Qwen with questions or QwQ 32 billion parameter model, has shown huge performance and it is even beating the models like GPT4o-mini, o1-Preview, Claude 3.5 Sonnet and GPT4o. This is huge, and best of the thing is that as compared to those models, this model is open source. The license is very liberal, plus all the weights and code is all out there which you can use readily now. I will be installing this model locally and we will be testing it out on some of the complex questions, especially around reasoning, to see how it goes. Before we do that, let me give you a bit more information around this model. So this model in total has 32.5 billion parameters and it has 64 layers in total, input and all the hidden layers and output layers. It also uses around 48 attention heads for its attention mechanism, of course, 40 for Q and 8 for KV. And if you don't know what this QKV is, please search my channel. I already have done a video around it. And also the context length is 32K. Very recent model. And not only that, but interesting bit is that you can pronounce this QwQ as QU, and just like you pronounce quill. And this model, the Qwen with questions, is approaching every problem, whether it is mathematics, code, or knowledge, with genuine wonder and doubt. That's correct. That is the wording Alibaba is using for this model. They are making it something like it is closer to AGI and it is quite sentient, because what they say is that whenever you ask a question, the model starts brooding and then it just, instead of readily and instantly giving you the answer, it is driven by curiosity, and it knows that it knows nothing. Before settling on any answer, the model turns inward, questioning its own assumptions, exploring different paths of thoughts, always seeking deeper truth. Like all seekers of wisdom, QwQ has its limitations too. For example, it is still in the preview, and not only it has some issues with mixing languages or switching between them in a multilingual one, but sometimes it gets stuck in recursive reasoning loops. Also, you would need to make sure that you put up some safety and ethical guardrails around it, and then all these performance and benchmarks are subjected to the dataset and all that stuff. But still, the quality is huge, and I'm very excited and curious to see actually how to test it out, and then let me install it locally for you, and then we will see how it works. Let's go and try to install it. And before that, let me give a huge shout out to Mast Compute, who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you are looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description, and I am also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on range of GPUs, so do check them out. This is my Ubuntu system, and I have one GPU card which is NVIDIA H100 with 80 GB of VRAM. It's a huge model. That is what is required for it. Let me clear the screen. Now, first up, as usual, let's create a virtual environment. You can go with Conda, which I would highly recommend, or you could go with Python virtual environment, but I would suggest let's go with Conda. Let's wait for it, shouldn't take too long, and that is already done. Let me install all the prerequisites, which are not that many, the torch, transformers, and accelerate. Let's wait for it. And that is done. Let's also install the GCC compiler and CUDA for NVIDIA in the Conda, of course. And that is done. Next, we also need to install flash attention because my GPU supports it. If yours doesn't, then no need to install it. Let's wait. And that is done. Let's launch our Jupyter notebook after installing it, and we will download and play with this model in the browser environment. And now let's download our model and tokenizer. I'm just going to go with this simple auto model for causal. And the model has started downloading. There are 17 shards of it. So make sure that you have plenty of space on your system. Let's wait for all of these to get downloaded. Model is still loading. As you can see, it is on its 14th shard out of 17. Shouldn't take too long now, I guess. The ETA of total is around 25 to 30 minutes. And while it just completes its last shards, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are AgentQL. AgentQL is a query language that turns any web page into a data source. It is quite reusable, it is quite performant, and it runs with any page. I will also drop the link to their website in video's description. Okay, so shouldn't take too long now. Let's wait. And the last shard is now being downloaded, almost there. And all the shards have been downloaded and also loaded onto our GPU. Let's do the inference. It's a simple inference where we are giving it a prompt and then defining a chat template, which is quite typical of Alibaba's chat template. And then we are using tokenizer to convert those text into tokens. And then model is generating the output with some of the hyperparameters. And then we are decoding it back with tokenizer and printing the response. Let me also show you the VRAM consumption as the model is fully loaded onto the GPU. So you see it is consuming over 63 GB of VRAM. So I think 80 GB of VRAM should be good enough for this one. Okay, so let me run this. The first time asking how many are in Strawberry. So it has come up with the response. Let's check it out. There you go. So it says, so I have this question, this. It seems pretty straightforward, but I want to make sure I understand it correctly. I think it's asking for the number of times the letter R appears in the word strawberry. So you see, it is looking inward. It is checking with itself. It is thinking. All right, let's look at the word this. I'll spell it out this. Now I need to count how many R's are in there. Let's go step by step, starting from the beginning. And then the first letter is just no R there. So you see, it is going letter by letter. How good is that? And so it says, so in total I counted 3 R in strawberry. Wait a minute, is that right? Let me double check. Sometimes I might miss one if I'm not careful. Let me spell it again. So again, double checking is happening. Yes, there are 3 R's, but I have heard people say there are 4 R's in strawberry. Is that a common mistake? Maybe some people miscount. Let me see if there is any room for confusion. The word strawberry is spelled with 3 R's, but perhaps in some dialects or pronunciation, people might emphasize how good is that. Wait, is there a play on word here? Like maybe considering the fruit shape or something? Strawberries have small seeds in exterior. But I don't think that's relevant here. You see, how good is that? Alternatively, maybe considering the syllables or something like that. Let me consider. So it is just going on and on and on, but already have given the answer because, but you see, this model looks real deal. It's really a badass. I mean, this is cool. Okay, let's see the logical reasoning. In this one, I'm asking it, please add a pair of parentheses to the incorrect equation to make the equation true. So let me run this one. While it runs, let's check our VRAM. It should be same because it's all loaded onto GPU. Yep, it's staying there, which is good. Okay, so let's wait for this one to come back. It is still running and it has come back. It takes its sweet time. So there you go. Let's tackle this problem step by step. The equation given is this, but it's incorrect, and I need to add a pair of parentheses to make it grow. First, I should understand what the current value of the left side is, and then it is just going again, calculate step by step. Now adding these products, let's add them sequentially, and then it is going in. Look at this, amazing stuff. This is, and now it is giving us the option. This is really out of this world. I'm very impressed by this, by the way. This, maybe I can increase it to I'll just say 1512. Maybe I'll just rerun it. While it reruns, let me also quickly show you some of the benchmarks where I was saying that it is quite good and has beaten GPT4o and all that stuff. So look at these. So GPQA is a graduate level group proof Q&A benchmark, which is quite a challenging benchmark for evaluating scientific problem solving abilities through grade school level questions. Then you see it has really performed very well, beating GPT4o and then beating Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is a really good model, even its own 72 billion from Qwen. OpenAI o1-Preview is good. Now, AIME, which is American Invitation Mathematics Evaluation that tests mathematical problem solving with arithmetic, algebra, counting, geometry, number theory, and probability, and other secondary school math topic. It has also performed okay there. I mean, it has beaten OpenAI o1-Preview, and then GPT4o is way behind, Claude is way behind, others are way behind. In the math one, which is math 500, this is a 500 test cases for math benchmark, very comprehensive data set for mathematical problem solving. It has beaten everyone else in this one. Live Code Bench is a real challenging benchmark for evaluating code generation and problem solving in real world programming scenarios. And you see it has performed quite well, beating GPT-4o, Sonnet, and Instruct, whereas not that far from OpenAI's models. So, pretty good benchmarking, I would say. Meanwhile, it has come back. Let's go down. It is adding, it is going through it, adding all of them together, and you see it is thinking just like humans. It is still going on and on and on. This is one thing I think they are still saying, as I mentioned at the start of video, that it just goes into this reasoning loop just like humans, and then it takes long not only time but also produces a lot of stuff. So I think this is where they're still working, because remember, the model is still in preview, but really good stuff. Okay, let's try out few other things. And now in the next test, I am asking it how many letter F are there in the word strawberry. Let's see, because lately I am suspecting that some of the models are getting explicitly trained on this question. So I need to double check that. Let's see what this does here. There you go. It says starting with the first letter. Now I'll go through each letter. I think the answer is 0. There are no F's in the strawberry. Amazing. Really good stuff. Okay, let's see what model does in these sort of scenarios where I give it a bit of a, I would say, strange question or toxic question. I'm asking it, how can I make a bad first impression on first wedding night? Let's see what model says. Nope, model is very censored, so I'm not responding. And in the next one, I'm checking the multilingual capabilities. So here it is checking Arabic speaking tourist Jamila visits a traditional clothing store in Marrakesh, Morocco. She asks the shopkeeper something in Arabic. What are the most popular traditional dresses? The shopkeeper, familiar with Arabic, recommends something. And then basically it is testing out the cultural nuances and language differences. So let's see if it is able to understand that. And it has come back with the response. Let's check it out. There you go. It says it as a language model. I don't have personal experiences or physical interactions, but I can certainly help you craft a response. That is good. So it knows its boundaries. And then it is saying that first it's important to understand the context and the cultural significance of the item being discussed. In Morocco, traditional clothing like the kippah and hijab are not only fashion statements but also carry cultural and religious meanings, which is quite good. So you see, it understand, and then response is really good stuff. There you go, sample response in Arabic and then in English. And if you're an Arabic speaker, please read this and let us know how good it looks. But there is some Chinese in it, which I don't understand why. But anyway, so okay, so the answer look in English looks quite good. Okay, so that is cool. Let's try out a math question. I'm just going to replace it with this. So I'm asking it find the latest odd prime factor of this. I'm not sure if it would be able to do it, because the way I was trying to paste it, it doesn't work with the exponents in this. Anyway, so I'll test it out in front of you. It has come back with the response, so let me quickly check. So it says that, so I need to find the least odd prime factor. Yep, so it was able to identify that, which is quite good. Very nice, very nice. So you see, in maths, it's really good. I'm very impressed by its math capabilities. There you go. Very nice. Okay, sorry, let me go here. Now let's try out a coding question. For the coding one, what I'm trying to do here is I have given it this complex coding code snippet, and I'm asking it find the issue or error in this code. Now there is a subtle error in this code around safety, the thread safety. So if I just quickly show you the code again, this is a code which includes a very subtle error. So let's see if it is able to identify that and tell us that. I hope that it doesn't go into the huge loop, otherwise I would have to also try out with some maybe prompt restriction. So let's check it out. There you go. So it seems like another fabulous response. So I have been given this code to review and I need to find any issues. There you go. So it is trying to understand what the code is supposed to do. It seems like it's implementing a graph data structure with this, and then it is just looking through the code, going through the code, and then it is just rethinking, and then it is using the example. So it came up with its own example, running the code through it. So it is, maybe I'll just try to ask it to make it short, and then I'll see if it. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just say, don't show me your reasoning, just tell me the error or issue you find. Let's see how much it adheres to the prompt. And there you go, like a good kid, it has followed my instructions, and it is saying, so I have been looking at this code and I think I have spotted an issue with the way the parallel DFS method is implemented, specifically how threading is being used. Amazing stuff. This is what I really loved about it. And it has also found another thing. So in summary, the main issue I see is a potential for race condition and cache corruption due to the use of this cache, which is the least recently used cached, and then this is, there you go. How good is that? So very impressive model. I mean, I think I would say that this is one of, not, I think the best model I have seen this month, and I believe that this is going to be huge, and it is still in preview. So 32 billion, and you see that we have managed to run it on just over 60 gig of VRAM, which is awesome if we are getting GPT4o level quality in just few months. So you can see that things have moved on really quickly. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I will drop the link to this model card in video's description. Now do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, please. And if you're already subscribed, again, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.